Yes, that's the people, you know. So I fell in love with the people in Latin America, the openness and the love, and they are very interesting, and that's why I come back so many times. I was here, and one book is on a boy called Omar Castillo, and I wanted to write on the destruction of the rainforest in the world. But, you know, when I choose a theme, it has to be something something positive. And it was so negative. And then I heard about a little boy in Mexico that was walking everywhere in the country trying to stop the destruction of the Selva Lacandona. And I went to Mexico and I started looking for him. And I'm a person with good luck. I found the boy, Omar Castillo, and I wrote this book, Salve mi Selva, that was published in Sweden and also been published in many other countries. And this little boy from Mexico City, when he realized they were destroying his rainforest, where he wanted to go when he was grown up, to, you know, like he has seen the films of Tarzan, and he wanted to have his house in a tree and live with the monkeys. Then he realized he had to do something, and he walked from Mexico City to Tuzla de Gutierrez, and they didn't listen to him. So he returned to Mexico City, put a little tent outside in El Zócalo, and some journalists came and saw this little boy walking around with a flag saying "Protejamos la selva," and they took him to, it was hoy mismo, el noticiero, llevaron el niño and they interviewed him, and then many children, Mexican children, saw this in the morning. And in the afternoon, thousands of children appeared in Zócalo, and they made the same kind of flag they seen him have, and they walked around and said, "Protejamos la selva, queremos hablar con el presidente." And he actually admitted Omar Castillo and other children. And in the end, I wrote this book where with an illustrator, very good illustrator, and in the end of the book, he says, you know, now, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up because I'm not stopping until the destruction is finished. But he's a role model. And this book have enthusiastic children in Japan, in Sweden, especially in Sweden, in the United States, Germany, everywhere where it's published, to do things for their environment. And I've written another book where I went visit all the places where children in Sweden have sent money to serve rainforest. Now I'm going to see him again, you know. I will go there to celebrate his 38th birthday. And I will, and he is, I think is important because I'm now following up my stories I've written about. I think he has influenced so many. I don't think he realizes his importance. And I remember shortly after, because I also did a documentary on him for Swedish television when he was 11, I think. And we went down to the rainforest. Anyway, so he was quite famous in Sweden, and he has come to Sweden several times. But I remember a colleague of mine, she toured Sweden, and everywhere she came, she visited schools, she asked, "Do you have an idol? Tell me your idols." And they said, Maradona, Madonna, y Omar Castillo. Yes. So, the most famous Mexican in Sweden. So I'm following up the story to write a bit about him today in the newspaper in Sweden. I learned how interesting the world is. So, and I wanted to know more. So I got the bug for traveling, it's never left me. But I always choose the ones outside society, like street children. So I published 3 books on street children in Honduras, and so I know many of them, and maras, and also many other themes that is, I think, important. Mm-hmm. And that means that those books are creating bridges between your countries, Latin American countries, and Sweden. And I've met politicians, and a politician saying, I read your books, so I started being interested in the world outside Sweden. Now I'm a politician. Or librarians, or teachers. Make me very proud. But, for me, the most important is when I meet a child that says, I didn't like to read, but I've read one of your books. It was good, so now I'm reading more. And that is the best, that makes me very happy.